Looking for a place to call your own, where the sun shines bright and the seeds are sown. Portugal, it's the place to be. Join the community, come and see. Expats Portugal.
Ooh, that earworm means it's the Dream Team session, Expats Portugal, which brings back memories for some of you, I think, perhaps some traumatic, perhaps as well, of the meetup in Beja, where I think on the Saturday night, Expats Portugal members had a fantastic time on the karaoke. We might hear more about that, and certainly what went on. Maybe what went on in Beja stays in Beja. But let's see if we can find out from Astrid how things went over the weekend. Hi, Astrid. How are you?
Hi, Carl. You certainly missed out on a fun weekend.
Oh, don't rub
That's
it in.
for sure. It was excellent. It was so much fun. This the vineyard that we went to just outside of Beja in the Alentejo was just absolutely breathtakingly beautiful, and the wines were spectacular. We got we're having the port that they made with tonic, and the old fashioned was the flavor of the month as far as the cocktails were concerned. And there was quite a bit drunk, and quite a bit of karaoke being sung. Even Jerry did I think it was an Elvis song, and I did I Will Survive. And
oh my, we've got requests already. Are there any videos of the karaoke?
There is, but they're huge files. So I'm trying to maybe I should put them up on YouTube or something, and then people can share, especially the one with Jerry, because he did a solo performance. It was fantastic. Oh, and Heather did another solo one too, and she was definitely bopping away. So it was a lot of fun.
You see another side of people, don't you, when the karaoke mic comes out? And a lot of them are like, oh no, I couldn't possibly do that. Then about half an hour later, you can't get the microphone off them.
No, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And then Sarah from Spartan and I, we did one together with another lady, Bethany, who was there for the first time, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm almost secured all the details for Montserrat, which is our next meetup in May. So slowly I'm going to be putting those details up on the site, hopefully finalize it tomorrow. So it's very exciting.
Okay, but Setúbal next and then Montserrat after that, is that right?
No. So Montserrat is next.
Right.
Setúbal will be next year.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so keep an eye on the Expats Portugal website. And by the way, still having one or two difficulties, but worth trying expatsportugal.com and get in touch with the team admin at expatsportugal.com if you want to make sure you're part of the crew, those wonderful meetup weekends. And we heard so many fond words. And I mean, not just about the meetups, but about Expats Portugal and its community in the last webinar. That was superb, wasn't it, Astrid? We had just landed on a panel, Ed and Sharon. We had Nolan and Molly, and David was with us. And we just heard so many beautiful words about this wonderful community.
Yes, lots of fun.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, it is the Dream Team session, Town Hall night, here every other Thursday. And I'll bring everybody onto the screen who's going to be part of things tonight. We'll go to you one at a time. It's a slightly different situation tonight. Thank you, Robert. Yes, olá. Estamos a usar StreamYard now. Zoom. Correct. Verdade. Absolutely. See you in a while, Astrid. We are using StreamYard, and we are streaming to Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube this evening. And the Dream Team panel are here, or some of them behind the scenes. Gilles is running a little bit late, but will be with us. So if you have any questions about visas, of course, save those up for her when she arrives. Daniel is with us. Good evening to you, Daniel. Gonzalo is with us. Madalena and Nunu will bring everybody onto the screen for the time being. Look at that for a lineup. How are you all doing? Let's go to you first, Daniel. How are you? To the way.
I'm quite all right, although the weather has been miserable. I wish to bring the spring weather, but it seems that it's not yet this weekend. So, oh well, I just need to wait. But I really long for spring, not Christmas.
I think you're the right and Christmas as well. Right? But yes. Can I ask if there is a national livro de reclamações for Portugal where we can complain about the weather?
Well, it's a national hobby, so we do like to complain, although Portuguese people shouldn't. Although this year was quite obnoxious, but the rest of the years are usually quite good. So Portuguese people complaining about the weather is funny, but we do nonetheless.
Okay, thank you for being here tonight. We'll come back to you with any questions about the law and politics, of course, as well, and Parliament. It'll be a great pleasure to ask you questions about those subjects because you always give us such fantastic answers. Thank you for being here this evening. Madalena of Winsurance. Look at the Winsurance team on the screen tonight. Are you a sporting fan as well as your brothers, as it were, on the screen here?
Yes, I am, but
Oh,
I have
what
to
a good
admit
week.
that I'm a phony one. I just love the party and the environment. But yeah, sporting for the win, of course. And
Fantastic.
Nuno, don't let me tell the opposite of this.
It is one of the requirements to hire someone to insure.
We'll go back to Daniel to see if that's lawful in a little while. But as a fellow sporting fan, he's just going to say, yes, of course it is. You have my full backing. No. Okay. Thanks, Madeleine. How are you this evening?
I'm really, really well, keeping working because we have a lot of requests regarding insurance to move to Portugal. So I'm really happy to help all of you. And I can't wait to meet you on the Expats meeting, for example. It was a really nice week.
Yeah, superb. Thanks for being here. As you can see, any questions about insurance are going to be ably dealt with this evening. Gonçalo, boa noite. How are you? Tudo bem?
Boa noite. I'm very well. Yeah, just had dinner. I'm warm. I'm not wet, so I'm very good. Yeah, thank you.
Warm and
How
not
about
wet.
you?
I'm really well. I'm really well, thank you. We just had a lovely webinar, and it'll be up on our YouTube channel at 6 o'clock or thereabouts this coming Sunday. It's worth a look because it's first-hand testimonials of people being here in Portugal and their real life experience. But not only that, all the wonderful things they were saying about what Expats Portugal has done for them in their process of coming to Portugal. And your names came up, all of you actually, your names came up in the previous webinar of the Sterling service that gets offered to people. Thank you, Gonçalo. We'll come back to you
No problem.
in a little while. Last but certainly by no means least, Nuno, how are you? Oh, we need you unmuted. Even on this one, StreamYard is the same as Zoom.
Okay, so hello, Carl. Hello, everyone. So it's not supposed to be here. I just arrived to Barcelona like 30 minutes ago, but I have one situation that I would like to advise the community.
Oh, okay. Right.
And after I will leave you with Madeleine.
Oh,
so
let's bring you back in. Sorry.
Last week, I received in my mobile phone an SMS message saying it's a message from the minister, the health minister of in Portugal, saying that I need to pay 47 euros, and I have 5 days. I didn't give any credit to that, but then I realized that the message is just following previous message that I have received from the Portuguese SNS with my prescriptions. So supposedly it should be a trustable message.
Yeah.
But even though I give no credits, it sounds me strange. And yesterday I saw in the TV news that this is a scam that is being used. So somehow they are using the national SNS mobile phone number to send message to people requesting for 47 euros payment.
So can I show it on screen? Is it all right? Is it not going to breach any security to do that if I show that on screen?
Yes, no problems.
Because you sent it to me earlier on, so let's give people Exhibit A if you like. There it is. And
so the message is the one in the bottom.
Yeah, and this is a first-class hack, isn't it? Because you would think if it came independently, you could dismiss it, but it's following on from an official thread from the government's health service.
You can see above is the Ministry of Health.
Yeah, right. Yeah, incredible.
So and the two first messages from April 25 and July 25, they were real. So I got medication from a doctor or different doctors, uh, and somehow they are using the, the same mobile phone number to send messages.
How
Of course,
extraordinary.
the information about the entity and the reference are not from the Portuguese ministry. It's from these scam people. So do not pay, check twice. Okay.
Thank you, Nunu, for this, because there is a multi-banker reference there. You could quite easily pay this just to get it out of the way, couldn't
Exactly.
you? And
Exactly.
what is it they're asking for? I mean, I'm used to seeing cumprimentos, as in,
Yeah, they are
regards.
saying that I need to pay 47 euros and 60 cents.
Right, and for no particular reason, you just got to.
No, no. And I have 5 days to do the payment. So
How?
it's
And I imagine some people just went ahead and did that, right?
for sure,
Yes,
for
incredible,
sure. I
incredible.
love your cat, Carl.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I do right now, but there you go. I have to go with it. I have to go with it. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, Nunu. That's some great, consumer advice right there. And we'll go back to Daniel for a little check in on the law. But I'm sure he's familiar with a few scams that have gone on. But that's quite the elaborate and skillful scam right there. So Nunu, thank you very much. Anything else to report from the insurance industry?
No, not from my side. I don't know if Madalena or Gonçalo they have something to report, but no, I just forced myself to be here to do this advice to the community.
Yes,
Okay?
thank you very much, and checking in with us from Barcelona. How's Barcelona this evening?
Well, it's not raining, so it's okay.
It's better than
Not
Portugal,
wet.
as it turns out on this occasion. Please don't encourage the cat, Ed. I'm sure that's Ed communicating with the cat there. No. Okay, let me just pop you behind the scenes, and we'll bring Gonçalo back on, who I think. Thanks, Nuno, for the time being. So the way we're doing this, it's a lot less distracting, and it's easier for our dream team, who don't have to sit on the screen all session when it's not them speaking, which I think is much nicer for them. Gonçalo, I think you did have something.
I like it. Yeah, I like the display. It's clean. It's nice.
Yes.
So I work with I deal with a lot of customer support inquiries, and so this week I made like a compilement. I don't know if that's the word, like an arrange all like the most customer support requests that I
Yes.
deal with, and so I want to give everyone that's listening some tips on how to make their lives, their life insurance, life health insurance, life better.
Fantastic.
So a lot of people don't know, but there is an app from Advanced Care. This is to do with MGN, and that app is what allows you to do the refund requests. So it's basically very important. If you don't know, just double to check on Advanced Care website. I'll put the website on a chat down there. And it's also the same portal you can where you can find the hospitals that are within the network. So where your insurance works and is where you pay for the insurance rates, basically. Also, a lot of people have difficulties doing the reimbursements because they send the documents to the Advanced Care, and they get notification back saying that is missing information. So if you go to the doctors, before you leave the room, you can request a doctor's report or medical report of the appointment that you just had and the appointment that you need the reimbursement. And when you file the reimbursement, you also file the medical report. So you file two things at once, and that's literally like make the process so much quicker. And yeah, basically that's it. And
That's
also
wonderful.
one more thing, sorry. When you're filing the invoices for the reimbursement, make sure that you include the entire document, okay? Because they are important bits of information
Yeah.
on the top of the page, on the bottom of the page, and that happens a lot. People just do half of the document, and then yeah,
A bit like
reimbursement.
their a bit like their FaceTimes and Zoom calls where only they're showing you the top of their head or
Yeah,
their
just like these. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah,
So I know there's a setting. I discovered it myself actually only in the last 48 hours or so. There's a setting inside cameras for capturing text, which I suspect for this sort of purpose is quite a good setting to have.
yeah, it's like a
And you,
scan. Yeah.
yes, you're dealing with a lot of this, aren't you? People sending you things from their camera. So the more they can get in the frame, the more they can have it in parallel with the frame and maybe use that setting better for you.
And also like pictures of a document on top of the other. So everything nice and clear, the entire document, and it will be easier to get through the process of reimbursement.
Very good. And Gonzalo's used to seeing a few coffee and wine rings on documents as well. So don't be embarrassed if that happens on your.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
I've never
okay.
seen a reimbursement get refused because of wine stains, so I think it's but
Yes.
avoid it just in case.
No shame there. No shame there. Fantastic. We've got questions coming in. Thanks, Alex, and others as well. Debbie, fantastic. Is there a way to save the chat? It is streaming on YouTube tonight, so that is a way to see the chat. You can certainly see archived chats on YouTube, but if there's a particular question you've got and you're a premium member, you can always send a message to admin@expatsportugal.com, Laurie, and we'll make sure we get back to you on that. Thank you, Debbie. Great questions and comments coming in. I am with MGen and had an inpatient appointment today and just paid the excess on departure. While you're on the screen to take this feedback, Gonzalo, so much easier than claiming back. Nice little tip from Andrew there. And there's Gonzalo's link right there. Okay, Gonzalo, thank you very much for the time being. I know you'll be working hard behind the scenes. Daniel, if I can come back to you. Gilda has joined us. She'll be with us in just a moment. But Daniel, I didn't ask you about what's going on in the world of law at the moment, and maybe a political update. But I guess no news is good news as well. It seems fairly quiet on the domestic political front, at least.
Correct. Apart from the nationality law that is going to be discussed on the 1st of April, it seems, there's no news, and we still don't know the direction that this is going to take. I hope that the normal parties, let's call them that, sit down, act like grown-ups and adults, and discuss the law, and eventually do factor in a grandfathering in period. This is my hope, but we still haven't seen any signaling on this regard. So this is what I'm following the most at the moment, or my expectations are indeed within the nationality law. But for the time being, we need to wait and see. As for the new president, he is developing his work. I think that he started, as people are expecting. He's not the type of surprise type of people. So hopefully things will go smoothly on that regard.
Very good. And we might expect Senor Seguro to have that chat with the political parties and say, come on, let's not make this any more difficult than it has to be, right?
Hopefully, yes.
Very good. Very good. Any more questions about the law for Daniel? We can come back to him. For the time being, Daniel, please take it easy behind the scenes. And I'm working on a virtual green room where you can have little nibbles and maybe a little sip of wine as well. Thank you. Let's go to Gilda now. I'm welcoming you, Gilda Pereira of EI onto the screen. How are you doing, Gilda? Oh, let's have you unmuted. That's quite the debut.
Hi, how are you?
There you go. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm very well. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. What's new in your world, and what sort of day have you had?
I had a pretty busy day. Very busy day.
Where have you been?
That's too much.
Sorry. Whoops. Okay. I was just wondering. Have they had you driving to Guarda or Faro or
No, not today. Not today. I had a very good meeting. Actually, this is a very interesting thing.
Okay.
for some of our members. I had a meeting with the funds company. Okay.
Which one?
And
what sort of company?
Funds.
Well, as in finance funds.
Yes, finance funds.
Fund. Yes. Okay.
Funds.
Yeah.
And we had an idea to create a social funds, because we don't have it yet. We have the cultural donation, but we don't have a social fund. So it was a very good conversation. They work with CMVM, which is the entity that makes the regulation of everything. And perhaps we are going to present the idea to them. And if this happens, I think it's going to be very good for everyone, because you can help people and you can give back to the community as you so much want to. And also for people that are coming, they can make an investment. But of course, this is just a draft. We don't know if the government is going to approve, if there were some important decision makers there, but of course that all of this needs to be discussed. But yeah, I was really happy to be to have the chance of maybe being in a part of a new thing.
Well, if I could clarify a bit further, just to make sure I've understood you correctly, this is in relation to a residency by investment. Is that right?
Yes.
So at the moment, you can make an investment into, or you can put money into an investment fund and gain citizenship in Portugal as one of the golden visa
donation to a cultural institution. Which
yes.
is,
Now, how many of those have actually happened? It's not been as hugely popular.
No. Don't think that.
Oh, really? Okay, tell me.
Yeah. Many people are going for that, especially people where the money, where they have very higher interests, okay, on their country, such as in India. First, they have a problem of getting a lot of money out. So $500,000 for them is very difficult to get out. And if they do a donation with 2050,
yeah.
Did I say it correct?
I'm sorry. 250,000. No, we got it.
250,000 for the time they need to for the time that they need to, they only make the donation and then they don't have the money back. But until they have the 5 years, the rest of the money that is invested, the same amount in India, will come back to $500,000 again. So for them, this is a really interesting product.
Yes, I didn't realize. I'd only heard the negative press, presumably, then about that. However, as Jose Cruz is saying here, a social fund in exchange for a path to citizenship would be a true win-win. Now,
it is. This was a very smart idea.
Of course it is. And it could be an investment into social housing, could it not? Or other projects.
Well, everything started with that. Everything started with that because this company that I work with very close, they are starting this new fund with a home care for elder people.
Wow.
So this is very interesting. And then from that we got to having other ideas.
How incredible. All sorts of social applications, you might say, where the government might be looking like it's dragging its feet. This is applying the funds of eager investors into the country who would love to see a return on their investment, both socially and obviously getting their citizenship as part of the bargain. How incredible. Good luck with that, Gilda. That's lovely news.
Yes. Well, it's a lovely idea. I can say it's news because it's something that we are going to start working on, and everything in Portugal takes a lot of time, as you know.
Sure.
But it was an incredible meeting, and everyone was so happy to come up with this idea and start drafting it.
Yes, and I'm sure if there were ever an open letter from an expat community lending their voice and weight to this, I'm sure you wouldn't have to look too much further than Expats Portugal.
Yes,
Fantastic.
I know.
Yep. Thank you very much for that news or that idea that you've shared there, Gilda. Any news more generally? I do have our first AIMA related question for you, but is there any other news from the front line of migration into Portugal?
Yes. Well, I think I already told last time that we are having issues with the appointments.
Yep.
Okay, so
and that news has got through. That news has got through to people. People, I think, are preparing themselves for that and extending their timelines as well as a result of your excellent advice.
Okay, good. But the good news is that between that time and now, some slots opened in San Francisco. I guess Washington, D.C. didn't open, but San Francisco and Miami. So it was good because the clients were very anxious, of course, and we managed to get almost everyone on board.
Very good. A little bit of movement in some places.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, well, do send our best wishes to the team. We're looking forward to a Boa Primavera from tomorrow, where we expect the weather to change. All the best regards to all the team who are working hard at EI, as all the teams do with all the companies here at Expats Portugal who are helping you move to Portugal. Think about becoming an Expats Portugal premium member and do that at expatsportugal.com. Let's get into those questions then. I think we've had an update from every one of our Dream Team panelists tonight. Yes, we have. I'm going to get into the questions right now. We'll stay with you, Gilda, for this first one. I heard a rumor, if you mention you're a Benfica fan at your AIMA appointment, you are a shoo-in. That's a typo. Gonzalo is going very quickly to his keyboard, I see, behind the scenes. Is there any truth in this? She's not even going to answer it. She's not even going to answer it. Now, fair enough. That's being dealt with the contempt it deserves, according to some other people here on the call. We've got a question from you, Debbie, have we not? You've got lots of other advice for people. That's fantastic as well. Debbie's saying, yeah, you like StreamYard because you're not seeing distracting videos of other people walking around their rooms.
But I like Zoom. I like seeing people. I like seeing the other people.
You can't please all the people.
No, I can't. I'm not looking at Daniel. I miss Daniel. I'm not looking at him.
That really should be enough.
Yeah, but that's so boring looking only at you.
No,
I like to see people.
None taken. By the way, when somebody said earlier on, Gilda is looking snappy tonight, that's not a reference to your communication skills with me specifically. That was a fashion reference, I think, rather than a communicator. Snappy dresser rather than a snappy communicator. Thanks for recommending. This is to you from Debbie, Gilda. That I get my NIS early. I got it. And question, my residency renews in November. How early before that do I need to hire EI to help me?
Oh, I love the part when you say I need to hire EI to help me.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Yeah, great, Debbie. So you can send us an email because we have our list, and when they open the portal for renewals, we send, okay, it's open now for the renewals for November. We can start the process.
Very good. Okay. And we've got two questions from Kathy. This part of the questions is for you. For Gilda, for EI, my husband has a residency permit, but I'm still waiting for an AIMA appointment. It's been more than a year. Could I get some kind of letter that would hopefully allow me to re-enter Portugal? We would fly from Lisbon to Germany and then Amsterdam to Lisbon. It's that comfort letter that you've mentioned before, right, Gilda?
Yes, I can do that, but I don't know if you are doing the process with us. If you are, I need to see why you are waiting for so long, because I don't think that we have clients waiting for appointments that long. Is that are we talking about Article 15?
Okay, Kathy, let us know in the chat.
Do you
if
have
will.
a visa also, or is a family reunification process?
Okay, let's get further clarification on that, and we'll await that from Kathy there. We've got another part of your questions, Kathy. Thanks, Gilda, for the time being. Let's go to, I think Gonzalo had an answer for this particular question, did you not? My husband and I are about to book a Viking cruise. That's the name of a company, or it could be a cosplay. I don't know. Going from Germany to the Netherlands, I have questions for 2 different Dream Team members. For insurance, Gonzalo gave us a quote for an annual plan from Ergo Predictable. Would an annual plan cover the same risk as an insurance for a specific trip? I want to make sure we have cancellation for any reason coverage. Gonzalo, what do you say?
Yeah, the coverages are the same. Like I wrote as well. The just the limits might be different, but I'm unsure. So I need to check because there are a lot of coverages.
Yep.
But I think I'm gonna have a nice phone call tomorrow with Katie, and I will answer to all the questions. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Thank you very much for that.
No problem.
While you're here, take this. I heart MGen, says Debbie, even though they raised my premium. It happens. It does happen. You'd struggle not to find a raised premium, I think, this year. Still cheaper than Medicare supplement. That's good to know, Debbie. Thank you very much. And I know how much you love insurance. Okay. Oh, and you're helping behind the scenes as well. That's amazing there, Debbie, with other members of the community here.
Yeah.
Alex has got a question. Sorry, Gonzalo, did you want to add something to that?
No. So good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We went to DMV to get the driving record and got it, but it doesn't show the number of years for which it is going back in time. I don't know if this is this an insurance or a sort of visa related question? Just says no accidents, none. They only do it like this in California, we were told. Will it be a problem with car insurance? We stay with you for this, Gonzalo. Will it be a problem with that DMV record?
I will pass this one to Nuno, if it's okay. Car insurance is I don't know a lot of car insurance.
I think we're going to go to Madalena for this, because Nuno has disappeared into Barcelona. He was just joining us briefly at the beginning of the show tonight. Madalena, what do you make of this? Or do we need to speak to Alex tomorrow from the office? Oh, we need you unmuted as well, Madalena. Oh,
sorry.
There she is.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm indicated by Nuno, so yeah. I'm just trying to understand the questions, but
for the car insurance, I think it's the driving record, isn't it? Basically, DMV in America just says no accidents. I mean, that sounds like it could be good news.
Yes, that is definitely good news. And please keep all the history and all the documents because here in Portugal, when you have a zero a clean history, let me start again. When you are buying car insurance and you don't have any history, the risk is higher, so the premium is it's higher as well. The other scenario is when you change from insurance company or type of insurance, the insurance company will look at your records, and that influences the premium as well. I'm not fully aware how other countries communicate this between them, because some insurance companies are global, some are local, and I'm not aware of this because it involves data protection and everything. But yes, having a clean history is definitely a good thing. And please keep all the documents and reunite everything. So in the time of insuring your insurance, it's much more easier.
Very good. Okay. Debbie's got a little bit of intel on that. Did have some speeding tickets, but they weren't a problem. Even though IMT did want a record, I think it was the speeding, wasn't it? Was not a problem as it turned out. Let's stay with you both on the screen here for a moment. Team Winsurance, at Gonzalo specifically, I have MGen. Do I create a new account to access the advanced care app or use the login for MGen? I'm not in Portugal yet. Do I use manual user registration? That's pretty specialist, but would you know the answer to that?
Yes, so you need to create an account on both of the sites, but you can use the same email address, the same password, the same phone number. Well, I wanted to add something about the phone number when you're registering. It's always good to have a Portuguese phone number because you're gonna receive a confirmation code when you're creating your account. And if you use a foreign number, you might not receive that message and you will not be able to create an account.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you for that.
For the manual, use the manual registration.
And also, Gonzalo, correct me if I'm wrong because you're the health expert here. The ID number, when your policy is usually you need your ID number that also comes on the card to make the registration.
Excellent. Okay, thank you both of you. Excellent stuff there. I think a little bit of. Sorry, was there more?
No, you're welcome.
Good.
Yes, I have one more. Sorry. When you're doing the account as well, keep an eye on your spam folder because the registration email might land in there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
It happens a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice, isn't it? Because I guess they're seeing a commercial email and thinking it might be spam. With most of your email services now, you can make sure it's not spam ever again. A good idea to do that, and that's a very worthwhile prompt there. Thanks, Gonzalo, on that. Debbie, yes, you can. We can save a file of the chat, so that's not a problem. We can do that for you, Laurie, should you need that. This connected to. Sorry to hide you for a moment, Madalena. In fact, no, I don't need to do that. If I put you there, I'll hide. The 4760 incumprimento message. Be careful. This one is different in tone and purpose. This resembles a multi-banco payment reference. I think that sounds like an AI search that Jonathan has done for us there. 5 days to pay is a common scam tactic. That little bit of urgency there. Yeah, that's just checked with AI, and that's what it said. I sent it on a screenshot. The Recita San Papel message, likely genuine. Of course. Thank you, Jonathan. One of the great applications of AI there. Just proves that A, Nunu is a human and goes to the doctor just like all of us, as we saw there. And B, yet again, he provides great info for us all. That's lovely. Thank you very much, Jonathan, for that. You're listening to or watching the Dream Team session with the Expats Portugal Town Hall every other Thursday evening. Oh, a little reminder here that Philomena is offering language classes via Expats Portugal, and Andrew is saving Portuguese until Philomena transforms my language skills from tomorrow. So classes kicking off tomorrow with Philomena. Thank you for the time being, Madalena and Gonzalo. Let's go back to Gilda. Where are you? There you are, Gilda. And keeps everyone on their toes, this, doesn't it? How are post-2025 renewals in process coming along? Ours was put forth by EI early February. So how are those post? Yeah, that was a cutoff point, wasn't it? How's that all going, Gilda?
No, now it's catching up.
Oh, okay. All right. So Gail might expect a little. I know we can't say that, but can we? That you can expect some good news, but there's an improvement. We can say that much, can't we? Generally speaking. Is that right, Gilda?
Ours was. I don't understand. Ours was put forth.
I think Gail is speaking in Shakespearean English tonight for some reason. Put forth, my liege. Yeah, that's just like put forward, basically. So yeah, early February. So not that long ago.
That we have submitted in early February.
I think so. I think that's probably right there, Gail.
Understand.
Gail, maybe give us a bit more info on that. That could be useful. While you're on the screen,
I can check here the process.
I'll be getting You did join us earlier on, Gail, behind the scenes. You could be on the screen to ask that yourself, as premium members might want to do. I'll be getting in touch again soon, says Brian. Good to see you here tonight. It's been 2 years since my last attempt, but my finances are in the right place now. Great news. So it's time to make the move. Well, Gilda and team will be waiting for you there. Let's go back to the live comments coming in. I think Nunu is loving your idea earlier on, Gilda. With how that fund might be applied in society, and Debbie and Jose having a few words to say about that as well. Jose, actually, when it comes to the open letter of expat support, Jose is very happy to write that as well and put it forward. Thank you very much. And nursing homes. You mentioned nursing homes, Gilda.
Yes,
the demand for nursing homes, as Nuno before he left us this evening, is almost 50% more than the actual national capacity. Is that why the company you're dealing with, working with, leading on that? They're recognizing a big social national problem here.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Let's go to Alex to clarify my question. Re-driving record. If the insurance company, okay, let's go back to Winsurance for this to Madalena and Gonzalo. Thank you, Gilda. Let's go to Gonzalo. To clarify my question, re-driving record. If the insurance company wants that record for a certain number of years, the paper doesn't put the number of years, such as no accidents in 5 years. It just says no accidents. I think the same applies, does it not? It's good news that it's not too detailed.
It sounds like it's good news. Yeah, it's good news. It looks like good news.
Okay.
Again, I'm not very comfortable to speak about car insurance. We can, if you want to email us the questions, we can always pass it on to the correct team member to deal with this. But if Madalena knows, we can answer it here.
As Gonzalo said, the best form that we can help you with that is for us to check the documents and check if it's right or not. But if you can ask for a more explicit document, I think doesn't hurt, because no accidents. Okay, no, the insurance company may request like no accidents, but since when? Since last month? Since because it's a good idea to check on that and to ask a more specific information on the document. But once again, if you want to send to iamsafe@winsurance.pt, we can check that.
Fantastic. Thank you, you two. Team Winsurance on the screen, as you can see there. And it's a lot of insurance inquiries tonight, which is great. So let's keep you on the screen. Gonzalo, is the health insurance card number an SNS number or an MGen number? Quite specific here for Laurie. We put a Portuguese number on our policy, but it goes to our real estate agent.
That's not good. Yeah, we need to get that sorted. So to answer the first question, SNS number is one thing, MGN number it's another thing. Okay, so MGN is your private health insurance. SNS is the public health system.
Number for the public health system. You can request that on the nearest. We here say post-medic is like the nearest medical center that you found. You can ask the SNS number once you have all the paperwork and stuff that Gilda deals with. Okay, you can then once you're here, you can request your SNS number.
Okay, all right. I'll not put your comment on the screen there, Ed. I think we've got some sort of private details on in some of the webinar feeds here, so be careful. Be mindful of that, everybody. You might not want to put your details on there. Best emailed. Sheila, yes, we're here. Good to see you, Sheila. I wondered where you got to. We are streaming live the Expats Portugal Town Hall with the Dream Team on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube tonight, as well as our very own premium members webinar that we are hosting this evening as well in this new format. I'm guessing this isn't for either of you on the screen. Finance question: if I avoid capital gains tax in the US, does that mean that is a word that's used over there when it comes to tax, as I was told recently. If I avoid capital gains tax in the US, does that mean that under the dual taxation treaty, it will be tax-free in Portugal, even though it would be taxed if the property were in Portugal. Daniel, can you help with that? Can you indicate if
Thank
you can?
you, Daniel.
Yes, let's bring Daniel onto the stage.
Can you please repeat the question?
Of course, finance question. If I avoid capital gains tax in the US, does that mean that under the dual taxation treaty, it will be tax free in Portugal, even though it would be taxed if the property were in Portugal? It's like a lateral thinking puzzle, isn't it? As much as anything else.
So I don't see why is the reason why the property would be exempt, or the person would be exempt of paying capital gains in the US. Usually under the NHR and under the agreement to avoid double taxation between Portugal and the US, if the capital gains are paid within the US, they don't need to be paid in Portugal. But if they are exempt in the US, they may need to be paid in Portugal. So why are they exempt in the US? This is the first question. And if they are exempt in the US, with a good likelihood, they will be taxed in Portugal. That's the way that I see it generally. But do send us an email so we can look into that with a bit more detail. But this is the general overview that I have on the situation.
Thanks, Daniel. Much appreciated there. Yeah, that distinction, tax avoidance is a virtue in the US. Tax evasion is it varies wherever you are. Minimization, that people use different euphemisms for trying not to pay it, basically, around
Tax
the world.
Optimization.
Optimization, that's the one we like here in Portugal, is it? Thanks, Daniel. Unfortunately, this might be a public service announcement as well. Unfortunately, the second viewing of my property did not result in a sale. I need to marry a rich widow. So richwidows.com. Pedder, you might have to give a little bit more information. I think Daniel can probably help with divorces and making sure everything's fine.
I'd rather work on the marriage than the divorces, to be honest.
I'm just saying, if somebody wants to, hook up with Pedder in a hurry, Daniel might be the person to speak to. And yes, of course, we'd be very happy to help you find love. Let's put it that way, in a relationship that helps you move to Portugal. Diana, first 500K in capital gains on primary residence is tax-free. For I don't know what MFJ stands for there, but I think you probably get the gist if you're American there. It's brilliant. Appointments are being made behind the scenes. Everybody's working very hard on and off screen tonight, or behind the scenes and on screen. So thank you very much, all of you, Dream Teamers. US allows an allowance of up to a certain amount of CGT. I think you've got it there, haven't you? So although taxable, it would not result in taxation as under the limit. So I think we've resolved that. Married, filing jointly, not sure what that means there. And yeah, a little reiteration from Madalena there. If you need to review any insurance related documents or any related issue, please feel free to email them at the email address you can see there, iamsafe@winsurance.pt. Right, let's see what else we've got. Is there anything else for Daniel while he's on the screen here? Oh, there's a request here. No, I'd love a Thursday seminar on nursing homes. Not ready yet, but I'm old. Just in anticipation, possibly then, of provision. Daniel, I heard an amazing thing. This is connected to an animal rescue centre in the Algarve, and the concern some people have, and I'll get to the reason why I think this is relevant to you. The concern some people have in adopting pets, because they think the pet might outlive them when they get to older age. Now, in Portugal, I noticed there are legacy pet plans with adoption centres that promise to take your animal back should you pass before the animal does, which I think is a really beautiful way of making sure both the older person who wants a companion can have a companion, and also that the dog or cat will be looked after in the event of that owner passing. Do you get many people doing that sort of plan, Daniel, where they want to factor in the animal rescue centre into their will, for example?
Well, for the wills that we usually take care of, pets are not, they're usually not dealt with, because people that do migrate to Portugal, they usually do not bring the pets. Some of them do. But in terms of wills and the dealings with wills that we do in the international wills, this is not something that we were never approached, to be honest, in terms of the pets. But that's a really interesting way to put it. And I've heard about these centers doing this we will take care of your pet if you do indeed pass away. And it's a lovely idea, because we
Yes.
do see a lot of elderly people being put off obtaining a dog or a cat, because they're afraid if they pass away, then the dog gets abandoned. So it's a really good idea. It's a win-win situation. A dog or a cat gets out of a shelter, and elderly people will get companions. So it's brilliant, in my opinion.
Yep. Legacy pet plan. This was the specific one I heard about was Animal Rescue Algarve, ARA, on that one. So Daniel approves of that, and a win-win situation there. Debbie saying, yeah, that's great for pets. Didn't know that. My doggy has arrangements up. So Debbie has taken care of that very thoughtfully and carefully there. Excellent stuff. Thank you, Daniel. We're going to go back to the insurance team, who have been very busy this evening. Thanks for the time being, Daniel. Let's bring the niche dream team of insurance onto the screen here, and we did have a couple.
Let's go.
Let's go. Now, Kathy, the coverage. Oh, so you've already answered that. There was a question from Ed. I have not received my MGen card yet. I enrolled in October. What do I do? That's quite some time ago. Does Ed need to get in touch about that?
Yeah, that's not normal. I've said to Ed to email me his address. I will have a look into it, but I will have to request a new card to be sent. They normally take 4 to 5 weeks to be delivered after the policy starts. So that's
let me add this. Sometimes this can happen for some reasons. Okay, sometimes people want to activate their insurance even before they arrival. So we can use the legal representative that the address of the legal representative that is dealing with the process, which is totally fine and is totally legal. So you have an address to prove that you're coming to here, and then we update the file. But yeah, sometimes this can happen. So we do our job to keep you updated. Okay, do you have a new address? Please send it so we can update your file. But we must make disclaimer. Please be aware that you need to change your address, or at least communicate to insurance companies or your broker that you have changed your address. Sometimes there's some delays, service have their fails, and we are here to help with that. But yes, normally it's a matter of address or some misunderstanding, some number of the door that is wrong, and it messes it all up. So be assured that you communicate your address well with the right proof, and to keep update your files, communicate with your broker and insurance company as well.
Yes, indeed. Okay, thank you very much, Team Insurance. While we've got you on the screen, could you detail for us the different types of insurance? Because we have talked about health and motor tonight. Can you give us your full portfolio, as long as that doesn't take too long?
Okay. We work with all Portuguese insurance companies and also international ones, like Cigna, Bupa, IMG. We work with all the fields, at least as we can know that we're going to add value to the client, and it will be a good relationship. But we can help you with all kind of insurance service that you need, and if we can't, we will forward to the right person to do it.
Very good. Yes, of course. You will make sure.
Yes, car, property, health, public liability, public professional liability, cyber risks, and cybersecurity for some companies. We deal with a lot of issues. Me and Gonzalo are not used to deal with, for example, car insurance or this, like the mandatory ones that everyone needs to buy. But yes, it's the higher and most difficult matters to the most simple issue.
Fantastic. You'll make sure that people get the coverage they need, is what I'm taking for that. Thank you both. Let's get the rest of the dream team onto the screen now for the last 5 minutes. and perhaps a cultural question if we have the time, adding Gilda and Daniel. Thank you all for being here this evening. There was a question, a sort of more general question here. Do they have PO box or UPS boxes to receive men in Portugal, or does the address have to be an actual flat or apartment? Now, I think each of you in your industries might have a different answer on that. How would that work for you, Daniel? I'm sure it's quite suspicion arousing, isn't it, in some circles if people only have a PO box?
Yes, for instance, on our side, once we do golden visas, we receive the card in our law firm. But the PO boxes to receive residency cards are not used by AIMA. They simply won't do it. They won't send to PO boxes. And the PO box needs to be checked. It's usually on the post office, and they rent out those PO boxes. It's not that used in Portugal, and usually people that use them, they don't want to disclose their actual address by some reason. They may have their place, but it's not as common in Portugal. And whenever clients do need an address in Portugal, they usually use our law firm, and insurance letters, bank letters, golden visa cards, and any other communication, even condominium meetings. They usually do send them to our law firm. So we can do that type of service without having a PO box in Portugal, especially because if the client is not in Portugal or is away, he will not be able to check the PO box. So it's better to relay the correspondence to someone that is actually in the country.
And you can offer that service to be,
yes, sure.
Of course, fantastic. Gilda, do you have anything to add to that from your point of view?
Yes, I think that PO boxes in Portugal are almost dead. And
it's that unpopular. I mean, CTT have boxes, don't they? Literally, they have boxes that you can use. But it's not going to fly, is it? When you're doing official business, it's not really the right way to go about it.
And as Daniel said, our clients always ask us to receive the letters on their behalf, the communications on their behalf.
All right, thank you. And insurance, presumably you need a legit postal address rather than a PO box for all insurance matters as well. Insurance.
Yes, it's very important. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah,
okay, my
cultural required a proof of address.
There you go, Chris. I think that's been brilliantly answered by the whole panel. Cultural question then. We're off to Montserrat and Setúbal as 2 dates in the meetup diary. I want to find out from the team here where else you think we should go in Portugal where we haven't been for an Expats Portugal meetup. Madalena, it seems that you've had a massive influence in the meetups because everything seems to be near Évora or Alentejo, right? Are you interfering with the processes here?
No, Alentejo speaks for itself. Okay, I have nothing to do about it. But speaking at Alentejo, Vila Nova de Mil Fontes.
Yes. Okay, thank you for that suggestion. Gonçalo, what do you say?
I would recommend Sintra, but it's always full of people, so it might be a bit stressful. And there is a lot of walk. But come to Sintra, definitely. Sintra is lovely. If you come at night, there is no people on the street. If you come during the day, you're gonna be like.
Okay, Sintra in the winter, possibly. Okay.
Yeah, in the winter, but can prepare because the weather is always raining.
We've got to get to the Pina Palace, though, haven't we? We've got to get up there and go to the big places, but maybe at a quieter time of year. Notes are being made behind the scenes. Daniel, what would you suggest?
Jerez in the fall to see the brown leaves falling.
Mwah! Yes, chef's kiss to that location. What a fantastic idea. Jerez, Peneda Jerez National Park. What an excellent idea. Thank you, Daniel. No hesitation there. Nope. Nuno's not here to answer the question. I'm not sure. He'd probably take us to the stadium, would he not?
I don't know. With Nuno, you never know. Yeah.
But Gilda, what's your suggestion?
I don't know if you already have been to Aveiro.
That's also yet to be visited, isn't it? No, have you done Aveiro?
Yes, I think Aveiro is very good and very funny, and it has many things to do.
Costa Nova as well to go out to the candy strip. Astrid and Jerry have joined us to pick up on this theme. What do you say, Astrid? Oh, well, you're
We're
muted,
going
Astrid.
into Aveiro.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You are going to do Aveiro?
Yes, in September.
Okay,
Sep-
great.
Aveiro. Excellent, excellent.
On one condition, that you join us, Gilda. Everybody would love to see you.
Depends. It depends.
It depends.
And also, I wanted to say that Nuno is a huge fan of the Douro Valley. So Nuno has actually he's put his hands up, he's put both hands up, and he wants to help us organize the Douro trip, which I think is later this year. Is that right, Astrid?
July.
July for the Douro. There you go.
I can assure you that
Is that going to be down to Nuno?
he's already planning stuff at the office.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. All right. A little bit of behind the scenes news there, an exclusive tonight. 1 minute past 10. We need to go. Thank you so much for bearing with the new format. Some like it, some don't. It's a bit of a Marmite thing. But Andrew says, great session. Love the new format, controversially midnight. And Debbie says, a great session as well. Dream Team, thank you so much. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks' time. And to our premium members, thank you too. And to everyone else who watched on the other platforms, we'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.
Looking for a place to call your own, where the sun shines bright and the seeds are sown. Portugal, it's the place to be. Join the community, come and see.